Welcome back. Hope everybody's staying safe and warm, or cold if you live in another part of the world. I've got to have a few conversations recently with people from Gambia, West Africa, which is kind of neat for me. I was thinking about how different that must be to for people who live in climates where there's not a traditional set of seasons and that we think about. Like, I hear that it's kind of temperate year round and places close to the equator like Hawaii and the like. But just, I think I'd very much like to travel and see. I feel like there's a lot of value in all that. And there's as a gamer, also, I wanted to touch base on. I remember there being an injury that had me bedridden for about 2 weeks when I was a teenager, 7th, 8th grade, and I put probably about 12 or 1400 hours on this game while I couldn't like get up and move. Called Phantasy Star Online. Very, very, very a fun game to play, especially in like with a group of people. But I've recently realized now we've got Duolingo, we've got a Rosetta Stone, we've got we've got access to so much at the tip of our fingertips. That's enough time to learn a whole other language. I've been thinking about that kind of stuff, about the hours and that I've put into things that didn't get me anywhere. And now I've had a couple of things where the medical advice in its entirety is to rest, which that's hard to learn how to do. But now I'm trying to better utilize my hours, trying to do the Duolingo thing, spend my idle time productively and learning what that means. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's been a lot of that's just trying to keep my mind off of wandering off of things that are beyond my control. 3, 5, 8. We are in the process presently getting some antibiotics for this little buddy over here. He was in the house fire, and his breathing's getting labored again, and we're not really, I don't know, it just keeps surprising me. Like I've tried to clean off everything that was that was in the house when the fire took place, and make sure that I don't get any soot or anything around him. But every time that I have to deal with something like this, it gets to be hard to think, especially when I see there's a shadow that he'll get on his nose that kind of looks a little bit like soot. from certain angles, and that takes me right back there sometimes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yeah, I was gonna go further. Sorry, I'm frazzled. But I think it's also important to talk about these things. Every time I talk about this trauma and I just feel some of the pain, it lessens it a little bit. So there's only so much I can do with medical issues. And anytime I've jumped the gun on anything, it's been a mistake. But so the next step is to make sure he's got antibiotics. He started limping, and his back end's got real tender, and hasn't really played with the other cats since the fire. But we do have a plan for as far as the next steps go. I was talking to somebody really important to me the other day that I learned a lot from in my life, who he mentioned the difference in how, well, I guess it started with me mentioning how I've read an article saying that women felt things, everything, 20% more than men do, which is kind of that when I first read that, I'm like, man, that means that as painful as childbirth is, or would be for anybody, they have to feel it 20% more. That was one of the first places my mind went. But it also kind of explains, like, that means emotions, childbirth, if you stub your toe, like that's that pinky toe hurts 20% more when you find that coffee table at 3 a.m. On the way to the bathroom. That one got me. So I expressed that to this man and that to this dear friend, and a loved one, and I gotta disagree, because when men and women leave a relationship, the man, he acts like he's good at first, and the woman is devastated, and she feels that pain, and let's go, and then a few months later she's good, but about the time she's good, he is like, him pushing that pain down and not feeling it and expressing it, he is kind of becoming a hollow shell of itself. He's internalizing it. He's feeling everything in the long run. So it takes him a whole lot longer to get through the end of a breakup or a marriage. And while that is largely true, it's not specific to genders. I've noticed a whole lot lately, speaking to people. I've done a good bit of research on this topic. I've been blessed with wisdom on the matter. The difference isn't that the man isn't that Y chromosome. The reason that the man in the story doesn't feel anything or doesn't seem to feel any pain at the beginning, and then spins out of control later on, while the woman breaks down and then heals from it later, is because the woman is feeling that pain. As men, I knew I couldn't walk up to any of the men in my life and start trying to talk about my feelings. There would have been all kind of slurs and jokes made. That's just a thing, and it's not to discredit them. It's just a thing that didn't happen in the 90s. So you didn't really you kind of pushed that stuff down and beat it into a pit and bottled it up. And when I had a breakup once where I told her she could take whatever she wanted, and it ended up being a thing where we were both moving. But when I said that, I said, you can take whatever you want in your house, I started ugly crying. And that was me mourning the relationship, mourning all of the time that I had spent there in that house, mourning all of my, like, my earthly possessions. Like, I was like, and granted, I didn't think she was going to take my dad's, going to try to take my dad's desk or anything important, like any mementos, or obviously off the table, but just releasing all of that, releasing how tight-fisted I had all of this stuff on the inside. Like, all of my earthly belongings were just in a place that they didn't need to be, and that was healing from all that, and just feeling that. As strange as it sounds, like, I broke to her, mourned the relationship and all of that time in my life, and like a fifth of my life at the time. Like, I mourned it all there. And then the next time I went to tell my family what happened, I almost broke there. Like, I had to walk away and go change. I was like, I'm gonna put on some pants, I'll be right back. And I'll change my pants. But it was because I've spoken to them, because I've been doing this. I've been like feeling these very natural responses, and like letting out and working through them. I feel like I'm going to heal a whole lot better than I would have otherwise. Like, because I went through everything that in more of a productive way, instead of just like, let's punch all this pain into a little ball in the stomach, or the pit of my stomach, and let it fester there. And it's hard to give wisdom like that to people that are older and wiser than you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But like I was saying the other day, being over here with closer to my family, and being able to spend time with my loved ones. Gotta go pick my little sister up from school today. And there's a whole lot of things that she, being just shy of a third my age, is like better at than I likely ever will be. There are a few things a few common interests that, even though I'm an adult man, and she's a teenage girl, we can find things to bond over. I've had to clip my fingernails for the whole of my adult life. So she's been thinking I can help her with her, in some small ways, with her goals of being a cosmetologist. Because apparently my fingernails grow crazy fast. She trimmed my nails a little while back and was like, both my sisters, when I came up 2 weeks later and they were like little daggers, they were like, how are they that long? And they both got kind of jealous. They're like, how are they that long already? It's like, and they'll hurt you. Like I've cut myself open a few times. So I've got to be on top of those. So even just being present, like, hey sissy, I want to trim me up, get some practice on what could be a potential career for you. Some of the biggest regrets in my life came from just time that I could have spent with my loved ones who are just cool people. Like, drop the ball. Fun, like, bartender fact. So you see how that moves a little differently than some of the other things I've been throwing around. When I first like flipped this over here, it had a lot more spin on it. Now, about halfway through, a little bit less than that is where you start doing the tricks where a lot of people will try to catch it on their elbow, and then all kind of crazy nonsense. Catch it right there. I'm not there yet. I've got a bit more practicing to do, but that's how you get there. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, those wear on you. But there are opportunities everywhere. I feel a bit scattered today, but things are working out well. And so long as I stay the course and just make that next right step, things will work out. Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with Goose's abdomen, but if there happen to be any vets out there that have guests, it seems like his abdomen doesn't appear to be enlarged. So I know that often comes with swelling from pneumonia, the feline pneumonia that often comes with getting water in their lungs. And yeah, it's kind of hard to take my mind off of that one, but whatever happens, I'll keep you posted. My old roommate came by to see him yesterday, and the visit could have gone better. Her fear, or her concern for him limping was valid. I've been kind of I guess curious isn't the word, concerned isn't either. A cross between the two. His breathing seems to be getting labored again, but I opened him up a can of 9 Lives, which, if anybody's got any any recommendations for food, any fun facts, I'm all ears. I'm not sure how many that was, but I feel like it was enough. 25, so I'm really going after with that last set. Now the best, I feel like I'd be being foolish if I didn't give the best advice for the situation that I've come across. It's obviously come from the Word. This is when you've done all you can do, stand. We've got the antibiotics. One of the next things on the to-do list is getting some probiotics, pre, post, and whatever else can help with the antibiotics, because the antibiotics kill everything in your gut, whether feline or human. And that's where I've heard it said that you have a second brain down here, more or less. Your gut biome is going to do a whole lot for your life. It's going to determine a whole lot. And the worst thing you could put in it is the first thing I want to put in it, that being sugar, snack cakes, milkshakes, cheesecakes. But yogurt, kombucha, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A good friend of mine, Caroline, probably taught me the most about that of anyone I've ever messed with, or I've ever associated with on the topic about her being a mother. She's got reason to educate herself, but it was cool for her to educate me. She didn't have to let everybody at work know about that, and I don't think most of them appreciated it. Didn't recognize what she was saying for the wisdom that it was. But I got to be kind of careful about how much I
compliment her, because if she ever sees this, she already knows she's BA. There are a lot of people that don't. I've seen a lot of people that are very capable, have no idea about it. And then there are several more that aren't very capable and have no clue. But I like to give credit where credit's due. I used to, whenever I'd compliment anyone that was already had the confidence necessary to get through life, or get through a difficult day, my favorite response was if their head got a little too big, it'd be something to say something along the lines of, "Oh, there'll be no living with her after this." All right, let's get to the next thing. And this little guy, he still purrs in a way that he used to. When we used to sit on the couch, and I'd start petting him right after I got back from a long day at work. He would purr in a way that I'd only see him. I'd get that real smiley thing when we sit down and watch TV, and he'd start purring in a way that he only did when he seemed really happy. He's been doing that lately. So I'm concerned. I'm going to do everything I can, but I don't have any answers, or any of the answers that I would like to give. I can't say whether or not we'll be celebrating like him getting better and playing with the other little kitties, or what course of action things may take. He's already been to the vet. I don't know what else they seem to do, what they knew to, and there's a whole bunch of when we went, questions left unanswered. Any time you go to the doctor, and you get a lot of that. I'm not trying to go on too much, but I have been trying to be pretty transparent about anything involving the fire or the results from it, and mainly because I don't want to have these conversations. I don't like it's as much benefit as comes from it. When I don't have answers, I don't like trying to give them. And right now, only answers I have are that he's doing all right right now, and we're getting medicine in him, and we're gonna do our best. But it's like I had to learn so many different times, so many different ways. When you've done all you can do, stand. So we're doing the next right thing and then standing. I hope this sets anybody's mind at ease that's been worried about him, that's had any questions. Don't forget, it's always a good day. Have a good day.